Hey, Planeswalkers, Mythras here. Hope you're doing well and staying safe. Welcome, my friends. Today's episode of Top Deck for Historic. We are playing a Simic Stompy deck. This deck has certainly been powerful and very popular as of late. It's taken down some tournaments and hit #1 actually once or twice here in recent memory. Wanted to revisit it here in terms of, and visit it because I haven't ran it yet, in terms of the post-ban. Let's see what's going on. So this is a top 100 deck by our friend Mago on Tamino. So congratulations on hitting top 100 with this deck. Certainly looking forward to checking it out here. Flip me a like if you enjoyed today's video. Appreciate your support. You can find the deck list down below. You can also find the Discord server. If you have questions, if you have comments, you can ask there or ask down below, obviously, as well. And in the description, like I said, you'll find the deck, but you can also find the timestamps where we will cover the strategy objective of this list. We'll go into your best of 3 boarding. We're going to play that competitive Magic here today in both best of 1 and best of 3. And then we'll close out with looking back with today's episode about this deck and then maybe where it sits in the meta and those kinds of things as well. So with that, Planeswalkers, again, thank you for tuning in. Let's go ahead and check out what we have going on with our Simic Stompy deck. Even though I said stop, it should be Stompy. So again, we got ramp, we got some of the early look in terms of Gruul, we got Barkhide Troll, we got Decisive Denial, which is a big one here. So target creature we control fights target creature we don't. This also gives us access to a counter magic spell, which is huge. We're running Ronus the Indomitable, so again, huge death touch, indestructible. It can attack or block unless we control another creature with power 4 or greater. For 3, another target creature get +2/+0 and gains trample till end of turn. We got Garruk's Heartbringer, Old Growth Troll here, giving us access to a couple of opportunities in terms of one, this 4/4 guy we can add to and 1, and then we can also sacrifice this land, create another 4/4 green troll warrior creature token with trample. Lots of ways to play around the board wipes that way. We got Steel Leaf Champion. This guy's awesome. Can't be blocked by creatures with power 2 or less. And then obviously, last but not least, our good old Coco. So really what you're doing is playing this for Decisive Denial, the ability to block or essentially counter magic and then fight if you need fight, which is huge. And then on top of that, it's really going to open us up for boarding. But this deck is really kind of an aggro to mid-range deck. You want to apply pressure quickly, fast, and do work with what you have on the board. So you're going to get some big creatures and you're going to move quick on that 3-drop slot. So keep those things in mind, my friends. So that's the strategy objective of this list. Now we're going to talk about your boarding. We're going to break it down in terms of aggro, mid-range, and late game here. So aggro decks, you're going to have things like mono red, you're going to have things like mono green elves, you're going to have the lovely Gruul aggro decks, mono black aggro. I've also seen mono white in this space. You could kind of consider burn decks as kind of more mid-range, but those are what you want to keep in mind here. And really what you're going to be playing is potentially things like Quandrix Command at the top. And again, we got big creatures. The reason why I like this one is bounce, get you guys bigger, is gives you some good ideas there in terms of what you want to do. So that's something you can think about. Shifting Ceratops is really only there for blue if you need. Great Henge isn't bad either, because you get that ramp and you can keep getting those creatures. Those kinds of things can give you some opportunities. But this is pretty well set against the aggro matchup because you are going to have the bigger creatures. That's why it is a Stompy deck. Of course, we got the Primal Might for fight there as well. So those are some considerations in terms of how you might want to play around those kinds of things as well. Then as we move out of this, we're getting to mid-range. It's kind of more of the Izzet Phoenix. We got the mono red burn like I talked about. We have the Boros. Well, that's kind of more of an aggro deck. Selesnya Angels is a good one there for you. The traditional collected company as well. And that Selesnya Coco could be an option there. Other ones to think about in this space at times could be the John Foon deck. We begin to get the Arcanist decks, both Rakdos and Grixis, in the space as well. Also, you might run into the 5-color Reanimator deck, which we've just ran. So they're against these ones. If they're more non-creature based, we want to use things like Miscast or Negates. If you run into Rogues decks, Chainweb Arachner, that's one of the reasons why that's there. Could be a good one for you, or Shifting Ceratops in that space. Anything running blue is a good one. So again, is it Phoenix, for example, could be a big one, or the Reanimator decks. That could be some potential there for you too. What you're going to move out is the fight cards like Primal Might. If they're not running Graveyard, you can get rid of Scavenging Ooze. Other options to consider could be some things at the top end here like Garruk's Harbinger. However, I do like that against the black, and it might be easier to drop some of these things here instead. I would probably go with the Steel Leaf Champion, because if this guy gets killed, we can still bring it back, kind of a thing. So those are those options for you in the mid-range. Then late game, you're going to run into Jeskai Control, you run the Azorius Control, the Gandalf decks, Grixis Control, mid-range to late, again, 5-color Nizzit in that space as well. In terms of options and things to keep in mind. And then any other kind of control deck like Sultai and other ramp or late game decks that you might run into. So there you're probably going to want to run Miscast, Negates, Quandrix. Again, if it's running something in terms of artifacts or enchantment spells, you may run into some mud decks. We have played those in other things like that. Additionally, the other big one here could be the Auras decks. If you hit those, Reclamation Sage gives you an idea there as well. And you can certainly try the Great Henge. I think that's going to be better against the aggro mid-range decks. But those are going to be the big ones that you're going to do. You're going to pivot for that counter magic to protect your deck. Again, think about removing things like Primal Might, Skoos if you don't need any of that graveyard hate, and then again, Steel Leaf Champion, like we said, in terms of some of those options there. So that is what we have for boarding in terms of aggro, mid-range, and late game here for Historic. We talked about the strategy objective of this list being aggro to mid-range, really applying that pressure hard and fast. So looking forward, really looking forward to playing this here today. Best of one, it's really going to look like a mono green Stompy deck. Best of three, it pivots a little bit, gives you some options in terms of what we got going on. So let's go ahead and take a look at it. Very excited on this, like I had said. So today we are running our Historic rank. Yesterday we did Dimmer Rogues. Today we're running that top 100 Simic Stomp deck by Mango on Tamino. Got it right that time. So let's go ahead and let's get moving here in our best of one. I would expect this to be pretty fast, but again, you never know. But we'll see what it is today. So appreciate you tuning in. Like I said, flip me a like if you enjoyed today's video. So far we covered strategy objectives list and how to board for best of three. We're going to go ahead here. Do we have a turn two? We do not. We're going to keep this though, which is a problem. I will play this one first. It's going to hurt all the way. Now again, we got counter if we need. We'll see if we can get this through. I would bet that most of the stuff's going to get countered at this point, because they got a lot going on. So here's where we could have played Old Growth Troll. So if they do wipe the board, which is all they got to do is go pull a white, and that's what's going to happen, we would have got that back on, which would have been the better play here. Ooh, and that is not what happened. So let's go ahead, and we got Decisive Denial here if we need it. We got two of them, so we can wait on it. I might let the Pelt Collector die here. That's fine. Get it anyway. So now they have to take this off. There we go. So what we can do is play this. Let's grab 2 of these guys. So if they kill him again, they'll go onto the forest, and we can make some trolls. So they probably have exile here, is going to be my guess. Let's play this. We'll wait a turn. Maybe they didn't sell a wreckage. Maybe we should have swung in for lethal. It's alright. Ooh. So they had that. Guesses they have it again. Uh-oh. That is too bad. They still would have got it though. There we go. All right. Patch old growth troll. Let's do one there. One there. And can I double up? There we go. We would have got them all back and started dealing all kinds of damage. Ooh, they figured it out. All right. Love it. Azorius control check. Check, check, check. All right, on to our second match here in Best of One. Whew. Whew, intense. Very, very intense. We played it right. They didn't have a counter. They used the vetoes up on the borrower. Oof. So what we would have done is we would have cracked that. We would have been hitting in with 9. We would have been on a 2. They would have been on a 2-turn clock. So not bad. All right, we go first. Hey, we don't have our 1-drop. There we go. We can keep this. I'm gonna drop one of the elves. Digital drummer. Uh-oh. Good news is, let's start pulling stuff out of here. Boom! Game over. Game over. Love it. Golgari GY. Boom. Not bad. All right. On to the next one. Oof. Oof, oof, oof. Atma it is. What are we playing? Probably rogues. We can keep this. I'm doing that because I got Garruk's Harbinger. If I was them, I'd pull the Harbinger. Alright. That's fine. We will play this. Ooh, it's Arcanist deck. Even better. There we go. What we got in there? Inquisition. So Garruk's is coming back. As long as we don't lose the Coco. We actually have lethal here, though. Not worth it. All right. All right, let's do... We could do a lot here. Oh. Oh, we didn't even get through. They just saw Coco and gave up. Oh, that's the best. Gotta slow play that. We had a terrible thing. We would have been okay though, but that could have got nasty real fast too. Ooh, all right, 3-0, not bad. Much better than the other day. See, that's why we can't get upset. Some days we crush it, some days, you know, you get crushed and it happens. But now let's go into our traditional historic ranked. So again, historic Dimmer Rogues. Today we're playing our Simic Stompy deck. All right, it's been fun. It's been real fun. It's been going well. So let's see what we got against Shogun Creel here. Uh-oh. What do we got? Kaheera. Alright. Not what we needed. This will keep. Drop 1 land. I'll play this. Not the start we wanted, but it's alright. Now, this could be one of the control decks, which we've seen cycle, those kinds of things. Certainly looks like it might end up that way. Bummer there. It's alright. Is it the cycle? May as well go green here too. Let's see what we hit. So we're gonna want to throw in things like miscast, some of the other stuff on the top end here. Let's grab everything possible. We'll go here and here. Play this first. They need another white for board white. Right now we have lethal. If we go around, probably hit me with the helix. Nope. All right. And we just need to decide. So it's not going to be this. I think we do another one of these. They really have to think about how they're going to block here. Oh, Kaheera cycle. All right, so what do we need? Quandrix Command isn't bad here. That's a good one. Ceratops is good. Reclamation Sage is good. Grab those. Negate. Miscast. So what do we want to pop out? Primal Might's not as good. Decisive Denial's still good. Scavenging Ooze we don't need. Steel Leaf isn't bad. Old Girl's still good. I think we didn't see everything in the deck though. That's the other thing. Plus than that. Those are alright. A little bit lower on the ramp. One on the top. Here we go. Let's do that. Oof. Ugh. Don't like this, but we'll try it. So we got Quandrix. Would have been great to have a miscast right there off the bat. Totally shut him down. Alright, we'll get our old growth troll on there first. Well, they don't have anything that's going to wipe it, I guess. Let's get old growth troll on. There we go. So they're in a bad spot for mana. If they play this one, they get a land. There they go. Probably grab a white, would be my guess. There it is. Now we have this too, which is big. I'm gonna miscast Memory Lapse. Now, if they have another white, they might have the board wipe, which would stink. Good news is now we got another counter if we need it. And we have Quandrix Command if we need it. Let's go counter artifacts and 2. And miscast here. Bam! Simic Stompy. Boom! Tearing up historic today. Wow, 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 wow. Awesome. Super, super fun. Super fun. Love it. Let's go ahead and see what we got going on here. So again, this was the Simic Stompy deck. top 100 deck by our friend Mango Mino. Not bad. Really, really like the deck. Had a lot of fun. Again, have seen this do well previously before the ban hammer came down. So interesting and glad that we came back to it. Now, in Best of One, we didn't hit really any of the very, very fast decks like Mono Green Elves. We didn't hit a Selesnya Angels deck. However, we hit a lot of very prominent stuff, and we were able to play around really nicely. Best of Three, we did really well as well. We played a Kaheera kind of cycle deck, or a kind of Kaheera Jeskai control deck. So certainly very, very popular there. So where do I think this sits? Very strong showing today. The miscast really gonna help you shut things down. Negate's really gonna help you shut things down. So is Quandrix. I really like this deck. Particularly, it played nice. We did well. Which is always a nice thing. So without trying to use bias, I would say definitely probably tier 2, top of tier 2, potentially a tier 1 deck. For both Best of One and Best of Three. I think it just depends. A lot more players need to play it to get a better idea. But it's certainly definitely has shown well, taking down tournaments like we talked about, and those kinds of things. So really, really like the deck. Had a lot of fun with it today, and I hope you did too. Flip me a like if you enjoyed the video. If you have questions, if you have comments, please don't hesitate to ask. You can also find me in the Discord server. That information's in the description. The deck list is available for you down below there as well, and other great ways to support the channel. So thank you, everyone, as always. Planeswalkers, fast today, furious today, 4-0. We cleaned house. It's always nice when that happens. Absolutely love it. Please enjoy the rest of Historic here, and stay tuned because we got a lot more things coming your way. We got more top decks. We got Friday Night Meta. If you haven't checked that out, you should absolutely do that. Tier list, definitely coming with a Historic tier list soon. And then additionally, we do Standard, we do Historic, we're doing Jank, live streaming, all that stuff on Twitch and YouTube as well. So make sure to check it out. So Planeswalkers, you stay safe. We'll see you again soon. Until next time, Mythras out.